My life seems to revolve around the internet. It's not just me, it's our society. We use the internet to communicate, to socialize, to share ideas, and to entertain. I've never known a world without it. People all over the world spend countless hours a day on the internet. It's foolish to believe that this obsession with technology isn't altering our society. Our digital lives are changing who we are. We no longer challenge ourselves to look beyond the technology, to see how it affects us and how it intrudes into our once private lives. My emails, my searches, my interests, my dislikes, and my beliefs are being invaded. Why is this? Because a corporation wants my information. It wants to cater advertisements to me. It wants to improve my life, but it also wants to take away my privacy. This company, if you couldn't guess, is Google, the exact company that is hosting this video. Over the past 9 years, Google has bought out 30 companies, has a market value of 200 billion, and processes 1 billion web searches a day while operating 450,000 servers across the world. Google is more than just a search engine. It offers email service, document and cloud storage, and many other services like Maps and Google Translate. Even though Google has entered other markets such as the phone, tablet, browser, and computer markets, it is still in the advertising business and receives 97% of its total revenue from ads. Google is clever. It doesn't charge you for services like maps and emails, but it remembers what you've searched, what you wrote, and the information is then gathered and saved, and it is used to cater advertisements to you. You may know this as Google AdSense, and this all occurs without any notification to the user that Google is doing this. Google wants to know who you are, where you are, and what you like. Google claims that this constant archiving of your searches and information only makes your web experience better. Cecilia Kang of the Washington Post has described Google's collation of vast tracts of information as a massive cauldron of data. Google claims that this cauldron can help adjust web result searches so it will take you less time to search. But for a company whose motto is "Don't be evil," I see this collation of data as an invasion of my privacy. According to Google CEO Eric Schmidt, if you have something that you don't want anyone to know, maybe you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. If a CEO of a company thinks that no one should have secrets, and that a company such as Google should be gathering data on people, then Google seems to believe that individuals should give up their privacy when using its services. This reveals a misleading relationship between Google and its users. Google doesn't explicitly disclose its processes of monitoring your activity, and users aren't informed about Google's methods of archiving searches. If you access Google without signing into your account, Google still tracks your searches. If you don't sign in, Google will still save your searches via the computer's IP address. The only way to really stop Google from tracking you is buried within security menus. To turn off Google from tracking your data, you have to have a Google account and you have to adjust your privacy settings. The only alternative is to not use Google at all. All of this means is that Google may sometimes know more about you than some of your own friends. Now, I wouldn't start rioting quite yet. Google provides many beneficial services, and there is no doubt that Google is a game changer. Its search engine was revolutionary. Its email service quickly rose to the top, and its phone market is quickly overtaking the iPhone. So with all the good Google has done, how do we find the balance? The balance between our privacy and using Google services. I want to be able to use Google without feeling like they are invading my privacy. There is a solution to this imbalance, and it starts with the user. To start, users need to be more aware that Google is not just convenience, but it is a for-profit, publicly traded company. And just like other companies, they are selling you something. They are selling a service, and this service is paid in the form of data. Awareness is the first step to fix the imbalance. But what about a more radical solution? Why don't we simply pay for the services we use through Google? We do it with our cell phones. We don't let the cell phone company listen to all of our conversations, read our text messages, and let them use that information to bombard us with advertisements. We pay for the service because we want to control it. But Google is the opposite. They control us. They collect data on users and they profit from the results. Maybe this idea is a little far-fetched, but it's something to consider. You may be asking yourself, so what if Google knows so much about me? Well, it's not about what they know, but it's more about the fact that they know it. Google knows where you live and what you search. They know who you email and what you look at. It is alarming that a private company is profiting from a user's non intentional disclosure of information. If you're okay with the company profiting from your data, then by all means continue to blindly search away. For me, I want a larger voice in the process. I am a stakeholder and I deserve the right to control my own privacy. How do we fix the imbalance? It starts with awareness, but we need to think farther. What are we willing to pay for, and how concerned should we be about our digital privacy? Google operates under its own guidelines, without the consent of its users, but Google should be required to tell the users what it is doing with their information. We need to think about what we want from our online experience. Privacy shouldn't be lost at the expense of a company's profits. The internet is something we all have a part in. It is not just one corporation's. And unless people understand they have a larger role to play in it, until that point, we are at the mercy of the companies that continuously invade our privacy, collecting our interests, our actions, and our lives.